We had another corporal who was on patrol that day, and I remember he was at the office when the call came in, and he came running through the hallway and he yelled at me on the way out that I was going with him. He was not going to go by himself, so I jumped up and we both responded to the call.
I wasn't exactly sure what was happening at first. When I found her, she was in her bassinet and she looked like she was crying, but she wasn't making any noises though. So I picked her up, and that's when I realized that she wasn't breathing.
And instincts just kind of kicked in, I guess. I kind of reached down, I grabbed the baby, I checked for vital signs. She wasn't breathing, there was no response, so I just began to do chest compressions on her.
When he got there, I was trying to do CPR, but I'm not really proficient in it, so he took over. At that point, she was changing colors. She was purple and her little lips were black. He started doing CPR on her and resuscitating and breathing for her. He eventually got her breathing again, and when the ambulance arrived, he took her out there. He did CPR for several minutes before the ambulance arrived. He actually got her breathing again before the ambulance arrived there.
Just kept praying and kept trying to make sure this little girl was in a position that she could breathe, and finally EMS rolled up, and you know, it was pretty much a snatch and grab. They didn't hang around there for very long. They immediately rushed her. And I remember the rest of the day I was just kind of stoic. I went home that night and I was sitting at the kitchen table retelling the story to my wife, and usually when my girls, I have two daughters, and when I hear them fussing and fighting, it gets on my nerves. And that night it was probably one of the most beautiful sounds that I'd ever heard.
Yeah, without him, she definitely wouldn't be here. I definitely have him to thank for saving her.